What's going on, guys? It is time to talk about this big update. Finally, we got all the stuff, the Yokai Watch collaboration, but there's one thing that I want to focus on right here in the beginning of the video that is really major. This is also going to be part of the Knights Chronicle Content Creator program because I just wanted to showcase this to you guys because this is really big. Changes on the special costumes release and purchase methods, starting with the V2.2, which is version 2.2. No new special costumes will be released. So that's one thing. So no more special costumes will be released anymore. And on top of that, and some existing special costumes will be changed to crystal purchases. And now this has also changed. The launch of new special costumes will end and some of the existing costumes will be changed to crystal purchases. So they're saying that these ones, version 1.3 to version 1.7, are all these. The Rebecca costume, Mary, Morrigan, Ramu, Nyx, Lifa, Nemesis, Nina, Janice, and Marduk are gonna cost 400 crystals instead, and now you can actually purchase them with just crystals now. This is huge because this was kind of the thing that people were most upset about, I felt like, in the game. And now they're finally changing it for their year update. The only ones that are currently not are going to be Bunny Girl Amelia, which are just came out, Abel's Fallen Angel, I think it's called, and lastly Belle with her newer skin. Those are the three, but they also say here special costumes released from 1.8 to 2.1 update will also change to crystal purchase at a later date. So they'll do those later. Amelia's, I guess, would be probably the most important of it. Belle, not so much. She's not a Advent Dungeon bonus hero, and Abel is okay-ish. I don't remember too much about it, but it's I guess a nice to have. But they'll eventually turn that also. 400 crystals. So I'm going to talk about this first just because it's just kind of big and it's huge, and I think it's one of the things that a lot of people left the game because of this, and I want to put this in the forefront of the video, not like something like 20-30 minutes in. Who knows how long this video is. I also tell you guys right now, I'm not doing the Yokai stuff. I'll do that in a separate video because there's no way I'm going through each character's thing. Yeah, that'll be a separate video. But this is huge, and I wonder if this is something that will bring people back into the game, because outside of content, lack of content, this was the thing that really pushed people away. Now you can pretty much get anything for 400 crystals, and you guys get crystals. You pretty much, I think I was showing people that you get 400 crystals a week. And I'll probably do that as another video for you guys as well. When these costumes first came out, it was just like, this was the grand divide. So now I can just get this Rebecca. Now Rebecca, I actually have copies. I for some reason have not gotten rid of her copies. I was like, maybe they'll do something with her later. And now I can actually get her. I actually liked the costume. I just didn't feel like supporting that method of the game. Now everyone can get the Morrigan costume, the Ramu for when everyone's struggling with Lily. Now they can just get that. Who else was a really good one that I think that was crazy? Marduk. A lot of people use Marduk for the Purina. Now you guys can get that costume. You guys can now have access to this stuff that you guys didn't have before. And that's great because I completely don't feel like summoning for those yokai heroes because they look absolutely ridiculous. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll change my tone. Maybe they'll be so strong that I'd be like, well, I kind of have to, but I'm very likely not going to happen. But let me know what you guys think about this. Are you happy that this is changing? But more importantly, like they do say here, is that they are not going to be doing any more of them. Keep that in mind. So I kind of feel a little bit sad about that. Like now they're finally going to be crystal purchasable, but you're not going to get any more. Now at the same time, these are taking up your crystals. You're going to get them and then you can be done with it. You can actually achieve and get all of them. But then they're going to be bringing out the awakenings, and I feel like maybe they're just going to focus on awakenings. Maybe they saw that when they put the awakening stuff as a pack, it probably got them more money, which I said this before, that this was going to happen, that it's probably more profitable if they just went the awakening route and then just have everything as an awakening. This could have been Rebecca's awakening, and they could have, instead of it being a third passive, it could have still been the same stuff. Because one thing that you do notice that I pointed out, that these, after Ramu, I would say, Nyx kind of sort of, Lifa, they kind of dumbed down how crazy they were. Rebecca, Mary, and Morgan were the severe ones. They were severe changes to the characters. Ramu was a kind of a little bit, but they kind of dumbed them down after a while. And at that point, those could have been awakening skins. And I think that they should have just did that. And I still think that they could do that. They could have even lowered these down to something else, or just changed all of these to awakenings. And because these characters don't mesh or mess up with the current awakening heroes, and they could have just reworded this and made the awakening something even crazier, where your S2 and your S3 will change and you get the passive, and it would be inside those incremental things as you're leveling up, making them seem more worthwhile for, hey, let me at least get to that 3rd awakening so I can get that change on my S2. I think that that would have still been a better way of going about it than doing this and then, you know, XYZ. But I'm not gonna talk too much about it because that's pretty much, there's not much. That, as you can see, is very short, and that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Now, first thing that we're gonna come across here is gonna be the characters. Like I said, I'm going to be doing, these look ridiculous, man. I don't know. I mean, I'll do a separate video on them, but I can't picture summoning for this. I can't. Now, she is, you know, not that she's like, she just looks like a normal character, so I just feel like I would do that. But lo and behold, she's the Advent. She's a 4-star Advent at that, and she's probably gonna need those characters. She's Annihilation Hard. She's probably gonna need those characters to make the dungeon easier. And, you know, hopefully she's good, because then I could just get her and not really have to deal with the yokai. Because now, with all the special costumes going down to crystals, I'd rather just get as many of those right now as I can. I could probably get about 3 or 4 of them, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go into, actually, I don't even think, this is how early I am. I can't tap here to learn more. I can't tap here. I can't tap here. So I'll probably have to do this in a different way, but we'll look through those later in the video as well, or I'll just edit it in. You guys will know. You won't know the difference. All right. So also, this is the new Verdanian. She looks nuts. She looks nutso. And this one is a normal costume, so they won't do any special ones, but it does not mean that they won't do normal costumes, because they still have to do the badge system, right? The badge system, I still hate the badge system, but they still are going to support the badge system, and so they'll still do normal costumes, which these will come out. They'll cost 200 crystals, but crystals, like I said, you're getting about 300 to 400 a week or so really not that bad. It's something very obtainable. It's not like anything crazy that you're gonna have to do here. So next thing we're gonna go to is the Ancient Labyrinth, and I'm gonna read this in detail. Ancient Labyrinth is a new content that allows you to explore and choose enemies to battle to gain rewards. As you guys can see, it's gonna be tacked in right there, right after epic questing, which they haven't done. I feel like they haven't done an epic quest in a while, and they also have a novice guide for the Ancient Labyrinth. They've been putting novice guides at the end of all these things, which is pretty cool. Ancient Labyrinth has 20 in total. One of the 3 doors can be selected in each floor to start the battle. Obtain rewards as you explore in the Ancient Labyrinth. The staging rewards depend on the selected door, and you can acquire the rewards upon achieving victory. So this is exploring Underground Labyrinth level 1. And you can see, at least for level 1, it's very easy. This labyrinth resets in 5 days. Battle difficulty 2-star. Team requirements using 2 or less heroes. Oh, so there are these different fuel conditions, which I guess we can, hopefully they'll explain what that is as I go down. Tap on the battle preparation to view the stage details and edit your team to match the stage conditions. So each of them have like these little weird conditions that's gonna make it a little bit stronger. Like, oh, you can only use 2 heroes for this, so you got to choose wisely. I like that. The lower the number of Ancient Labyrinth stages, the more difficult the battle. There are also boss stages where stronger monsters appear and where Luna tickets can be acquired. Now it says stages, so that means maybe within 5 days you can get more Luna tickets. Luna tickets are used to be summon Luna. What a surprise. The classification of rewards is divided into general and clear rewards. All rewards will be sent in the inbox as they usually are. The Ancient Labyrinth includes the Labyrinth Lantern system. So this is like the darkest dungeon system, right? Depending on how bright. The brighter the light, the more benefit it gives to your heroes in battle. In contrast, harmful effects will apply to your heroes when the lantern is dark. Kind of sucks. I was hoping like it was like Darkest Dungeon, like you actually benefit if you fight in the dark. Like you get better rewards, and then you would make teams that can benefit when they're in the dark. So as you can see here, they're showcasing that it's super bright outside. We got accuracy plus 50. Start the turn with strike prep, chance 50% per turn. Turn end, you get debuff immunity, and then you see normal. Now it's all these 2 things disappear, but it's plus 30 here. And remaining refuels, and it looks like it's gonna cost you crystals, which is now it's really gonna be like you probably don't want to use crystals, obviously, because there's so much things that are costing crystals, like the special costumes, that you probably want to save. But if it's a low amount of crystals and you're getting Lunas for it, Luna is essentially like summoning a character that you wanted to get a skill enhance for. So depending on how that balances out, you have to look at that as a 200 crystal summon in which you got the character that you wanted. Depending on how that balances out, we're gonna have to see that, obviously. you know, how that actually is going to do that. And then we can see now that it is dark, you'll see that you get -30 attack. Start the turn blind as well, which is kind of crazy. And then here where it's very dark, you have -50. You start the turn blind. If you use a skill, you get looming death. You have a 50% chance to get looming death. Refuel the lantern completely. So it seems that this is not that bad depending on how difficult the dungeon is. So it looks like you can go to dark and then maybe refuel the lantern, but we're gonna have to see. Maybe they'll have some more information. The lantern's brightness will change a small amount every day. When battling in the ancient labyrinth, you will consume the lantern's brightness. So it says that it will charge a small amount every day. So do as much as you can in a day and then let it charge. As you can see, 1 through 20 here. This is 5 through 20. As they're saying, what is this? The difference of, I guess maybe a day, maybe. It still says 5 days, 8 hours. So I don't know what happened within this day between this one. All we can tell is that this guy got more, he completed more dailies within that. The brightness gauge can be charged at a certain probability when selecting doors in the ancient labyrinth. During battle, fuel can be obtained if the fuel acquisition condition is met. So there we go. So pretty much you're probably going to want to do the fuel acquisition thing, which I think we saw back up here, if I'm not mistaken. Fuel conditions. See, this one has none. So you probably want to make sure you're doing that to keep it light and bright outside, or I guess inside the dungeon, so you can keep progressing through. This is interesting, very interesting. I can't wait to do a video on that. And that's all the information they pretty much have, which is pretty basic, right? You can use the fuel to charge the brightness gauge of your, okay. So we'll see how that works. That's going to be interesting to see. Next up, the guild battle system. They're just increasing the fact that if you bring a penalty hero into the dungeon, you're really going to be screwed over. Not like slightly, but you're really going to be screwed over. So just trying to enforce that on you a little bit stronger, but I don't know if that's really going to do anything. Additional bonus points, as I said before, depending on how many stars you are. I think it's if you are over the limit, you're going to get more points and stuff like that. But I think the guild battle system needs to be just really reconstructed. It's going to be a while before they get guild battle completely right, and it's mostly because of the rewards, if I'm being honest. Maximum account is going up by 30. Now you can get a maximum rank of 350, which is going to give you more stamina when you're fully, when you have more things to play with. Also, when you use a stamina potion, that's a lot more stamina. So this is good, obviously, because now they know people are going to want to play more because there's more to do with the ancient labyrinth and things like that. So cool. Interesting. The resurrection buff, cozy abundance, this is Karen's, and hidden darkness, I think, is Deimos's. I think the two that have those auto revives is adjusted to prevent the resurrection buff skill from being triggered when a hero is affected by melancholy. Interesting. That's like a nerf pretty much to Karen and Deimos. And here we go. So this is a slight little change. They're getting skill level ups for Edwin. So pretty much what I've seen, I looked through this, is that now on the S2, it gets ignored defense to the target that's being hit when it's actually at level 6. That's the one change that they're doing. And then the S3 is also getting a change that now the only thing I could see the difference here is that the attack that it does, like this amount, jumps dramatically to 192 in comparison to what it is before. So it just looks like this is just going to go up a lot. This is going to be 80% to decrease their thing for 3 turns, because it looks, this is already 3 turns here. So that's pretty much the only thing. And also, yeah, it goes up to 100%. I think it was like 80 or 90 before. It's kind of hard. I wish that I kind of wish that they would show you what the old one was, because this thing's like the same. This looks like it's the same, and this looks like it's the same. So it's just those 2 changes right there between the S2 and the S. Oh no, this one changed too. Sorry. Now this one is level 6. It gains penetration, because this was always the thing, and this might have jumped up to 90%, might have jumped up as well. Now Electra, they did the same thing. All right, so here's Electra currently in the game, so we could see the differences between the two. So currently her S1 is going to be that it now, when you reach level 6, it's not going to have that chance to hit anymore. So it's going to change to that, which is going to be really, really good. It's going to become way more consistent as a cone attacking S1 to taunt for 2 turns. Now the S2 I think is pretty much the same, and also the S3 is pretty much going to be the same. There's no big changes there, but the passive, as you can see here on currently, it's 50% chance to burn the attacker, recovers 20 HP at the start of the turn, and has a 100% chance to reflect damage if the person has fire incarnate. Now we look at it inside in these notes, 50% chance to burn the attacker, 60% chance to ignite the attacker for which is the ignite debuff, right, when attacked. So every time she gets attacked, she can ignite them. That is dramatically different. That is so different. Now she has a chance to ignite them, which she currently does not have on her passive. Secondly, activates resolve. She now has a resolve when she takes damage once per battle. Also decreases allies damage taken by 35% if the caster has fire incarnate. So when she S2s now, she has a chance, not a chance, she will reduce everyone's damage by 35%, which is nuts. So they also changed this one, and the game is guaranteed counter attack when she gets critical strike, 70% chance to apply blaze for 2 turns when attacking a burned enemy. Blaze is removed after inflicting damage. That's just how blaze works, right? So now that was how she got blaze on people, right? And I'm sorry, I just realized that ignite is the same thing, ignition, right? Isn't that the same? I'm pretty sure that they meant to put ignition, right? Now she has ignition, which kind of makes Haspel. Damn, why they do that to my boy Haspel already? But yeah, so now we look at the buff here, is become immune to resolve disable. So she's gonna resolve, you can't stop it. Always counter attacks when attacked by a burned or ignited enemy. So now she is going to be the counterattack master. And now with Natsu and Roy, she's going to be on a different playing field. She's going to be counterattacking a lot. 70% chance to inflict blaze on a target when she's attacking a burned or ignited enemy. So, whoa, that is a huge change to her. She's gonna be off the wall, constantly counterattacking, and she's gonna, get your Electras ready. And this is not even the third passive. I need to find the third passive now. All right, we finally found it. So now this is here, all the information is here. So becomes fire incarnate for 2 turns at the start of the wave now, guaranteed to reflect damage equal to 250 of defense when hit while she is fire incarnate. So she has 2 turns of fire incarnate, then you can S2 to get it again. Whew. And grants protection to all allies excluding the caster at the start of the battle. So at the beginning of the fight, it's almost kind of how she is, funny enough. It's kind of the same way that she is inside of the Perita dungeon. Nothing matters, you have to hit her, she's gonna burn you, you're gonna get counterattacked. This is nuts. Actually, just in general, this is crazy, because if you just think about how the fact that she starts off the battle and protects everyone, that is going to be a nightmare. You're gonna definitely need Ruby. You're gonna need these characters that are gonna be able Ruby, Cynthia, people that throw out melancholy, stuff like that. Obviously Edwin is gonna be really good because he has a way of putting out melancholy, or you're gonna need a way to snipe her directly. Interesting though, this is the first time they've seen something that scales off of defense. I don't even know if this is a typo, because most of the stuff always scales off attack. But yeah, she's gonna reflect damage equal to 250 of defense when hit when the caster has the incarnate. Interesting. This is nuts. Very crazy. Also, while we're here, might as well go look at Edwin to see how he's shaping up. So now this is Edwin's last one here. He has an 85% chance to change all enemies' HP to that of the lowest enemies, excluding bosses, at the start of the turn. So very interesting. So this is on his turn, right? Obtains 3 barrier signets when the caster is counterattack. Oh, when they counterattack him. I wonder, this is going to be interesting. Does that happen before he gets a counterattack? Like it happens immediately, so every time something counterattacks him, he won't take damage, or he gets it afterwards, so the next attack will block it. That has to be checked out. But this is a PvP destruction skill, pretty much. So you can focus down one target, then his turn will come at the start of the turn. Yeah, so at the start of his turn, as long as you weakened one character very, very low, especially this is like a really good thing for resolves with these characters that stay with like 1 HP, and then his turn will come, he'll put everyone else to 1 HP, and you're rip. This is actually really good also for like time space void. That's really ridiculous for time space void. That's nuts for time space void. Lower one character to 1 HP, and then everyone else just gets their HP lowered. But again, these are their third passives. It's gonna take a while for you to get this for Electra and Edwin, but another contested. These awakenings have been top notch so far, and it's really showcasing and why they probably are going away with the costumes. That this is definitely, like I said, a better way of going about things. Next up on the list is going to be the Codex filter condition changes. They're just changing how the quality of life stuff. UI of the arena is changing. Item UI is changing. Nice. Description, how to acquire. Good stuff, because obviously people are going to want to know how to get things. Really good quality of life stuff to help people out. One of the things that I was finding in Overhit is that I was getting stuff I have no idea what it did. I didn't know like how important it was. I think that they should take a step in this route to let you guys know, you know, this is required to unlock hero talents, you know, let you know what it is. I got so many items sometimes that I don't know what they're for, because they just get, especially when you first start a game, and this is what these stuff is for. This is not for a person like me. I know what all this stuff does. It's for when a person starts a game, they're going around doing a whole bunch of stuff because they're just told to do it, and they're getting a bunch of items and resources and they don't know what it's for. So that's really good. Enhanced hero improvements, again, just more UI stuff to help people out to know what they're doing and why it's being done. And look at this, hero materials by skill, letting you know tier 1, tier 2. I remember every time I would have to count this in my head, like, oh, how much do I need? I memorized that I need 3 Rs, 5 SRs, and then 7 SSRs for SSR 8 purple star. Sorry, 6 purple star. Look at me. And here we go, probability disclosure. That's guys, we added the probability disclosure. It's like, this is probably maybe to help out with everyone, with a lot of these games being attacked right now, when it comes down to all this stuff that they might have to change with their gambling. Like, hey guys, this is how it works. This is your chances to get these characters. We're being transparent. We're not trying to trick you. Yada yada yada. Loading screen now, instead of just this crap, I guess now it's this crap. We already went through this, but again, now we're seeing the awakenings are top notch. They've been doing such a great job with the awakening, which is crazy because if you look at it, these costume skins were also great changes to the characters. So they knew how to do it. They just needed to do it in a way that wouldn't piss people off. Hero summon changes, I think they're just saying that Tarkus and Haspel are going to be added into the regular pool. And yeah, I think everything else is pretty much done. Thank you guys so much. Let's see if people, yeah, special costumes. What? 400 only special? Is this it? What is this? Free to play wish come true? Is this charity? Glad I sticked. Look, people are actually a little bit happy. Hope that people who spent money on the costume will get a refund or compensation. I do think that they should get something. And that's actually very easy. You can look at it like right now when they do before they do the update, they can actually just, those people get, so let's say you have all those costumes, you get the crystal refund for it. But yeah, it's a little bit salty for me since I bought these. Why'd you buy it, would you? But I did, and I was okay since I was also supporting the game. It's nice. See, this is kind of what it is. Like, you were, not that many people spend money and it happens to spend money and have the game, support the game, but I do feel like they should get some type of compensation. They should get the 400 back so that they can spend it on the other ones. If they bought all of them, it's kind of weird, but yeah, give them the crystals and then they're gonna summon on a banner or something like that. The game's gonna get the crystals right back, so I don't see why they wouldn't do that. So it looks like but for those who already spent the costumes, yeah, I agree with that. I should have never bought them in the first place. Not too salty, because it's like everyone's kind of happy. They're happy, they're mad, but I do feel like they get some. I'll make some noise. I'll hit up the devs if I can for you guys as much as I can, because you know, that's really, you know, these people spent 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, $200 right here. And there's still 3 more, so that's $260 if people were spending on all of those. You know, give them, and they're getting 400 crystals, which not much, but at least it's something. You know, something to say that, hey, thank you so much for supporting the game. We made a change for the better of the game, but we wanted to show you back something for doing that. And that's gonna be it for me. I gotta obviously do the yokai stuff because those characters better be busted. I swear on everything, they better be busted because they look ridiculous. But I'm happy. I'm definitely happy. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.